In this tutorial, we're going to go over the process of burning a backed up file to a blank CDR so that you can maybe hand the CD off to a police officer or someone else so that they can play the file on their computer running Windows XP. Something to keep in mind, Windows XP will not burn to a blank DVR. It will only burn to blank CDRs. If you have a third-party application like Nero or Roxio Easy Media Creator, those programs will allow you to burn files to a blank DVR. But Windows XP is incapable of doing so. So just remember, if all you have is Windows XP, you can only burn your backed up file to a blank CDR. So we'll go ahead and get started. You need to remember where you burned your, remember where you backed your file up to. In our case, it's going to be inside of a folder called DVR_media on the C drive. So I'm going to go to Start, My Computer, double click on Local Disk C, and we'll see a folder called DVR_media. I'm going to double click that. Now the file we backed up is inside of a folder here called Backup. And there's our file. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and move this over here because you need to have access to this file. That's just the file alone. You can't just burn the file by itself, otherwise you won't be able to play the file. This file is encrypted, so the only application that can play this file is the player software that we include with your DVR or DVR card, depending on what you purchase from us. So the player is going to be, if you go to Start, My Computer, Local Disk C, and go to your DVR folder here, double click that to open it, you'll see inside that folder DVR player. So I'm going to kind of shrink this. So now we have access to both the DVR player and the backed up DVR file. Okay, now we're going to insert a blank CD into our drive here, and we're going to wait for Windows XP to present a screen asking us what we want to do with the blank disk, and it'll be just a moment. Okay, when this window comes up, it's basically saying, what do you want Windows to do? You have several options here. You want to choose the first one, Open Writable CD Folder. And I shouldn't say the first one. Depending on your setup, this may not be first. So you want to choose Open Writable CD Folder and then click OK. And then you're going to get another window that comes up that's essentially blank on the right side. What you need to do at this point, and I'll shrink this to give us a little more screen real estate here. You're going to copy the file that you backed up, and you just go to that window, click it, and then drag it here. And then you're going to go to the DVR player in this window. You're going to click it and drag it in this window also. And now that you've dragged both of those files into this window, you're going to go to the column to the left, and you'll see a link that says Write these files to CD. So go ahead and click that. You'll get the CD writing wizard that comes up. You can give it a name. We'll just call this Backup. Click Next, and it's going to start burning the data to the blank CD. And this file isn't very large. It's saying it's going to take about 20 seconds. And we'll go ahead and let that finish. Okay. And once it's done, it'll eject the CD, and we can click finish, and then we're done. Now I'll go ahead and close out of these windows. I'm going to put the CD back in now that it has the information burned to it, and I'll show you how you can play back the file from the CD. Okay. Now I just put the CD back in, and Windows is showing me the contents of the CD. I'm going to go ahead and double click the player to launch it, and there's the player. Now I can go to File, Open, and then by default it's going to show you the file that's also on the CD with the player. I'm going to select that, click Open, and then the file will start playing back. And that's it.